right. Welcome, everyone. I always do this, but welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Guided Study with Kat. Kat for short, but my name is Catherine. So the segment basically is going to consist of me reading the Bible, um, and just doing an analysis on what I'm reading, hopefully in the way that it helps whichever person may be viewing to interpret or just answer those questions that I'm having myself as I'm reading and just kind of like diving it together. I do want to clarify, I'm no scholar. I'm solely relying on Holy Spirit. One, and second, my own interpretation. So do take everything with a grain of salt. So hopefully we dive this route together and we get to strengthen our faith and answer those questions that most of us get while reading things, because this is the greatest book on earth. Okay? So the first thing that I thought upon reading the Bible, and I just want to point out that this is the Bible that I do my writings in. I am Catholic and this is KGB, so this is a Protestant Bible. So this is not the person that I read, but the person that I write on, just to make that clear. Uh, and I will also make a video kind of pointing out, if you're a Catholic as well, what versions of Bible, Spanish, and English are good to read as a Catholic, and what are the pointers that you should be on the lookout when purchasing or reading a Bible that would let you know if it's a Protestant or a Catholic one. So that was just a side note, but here I am, Genesis 1, and I thought, first things first, why does God feel the need to create? Why does God made anything? Like, he's self-sufficient, like he doesn't need anything. So why does God need or have the feeling of needing to create something? And upon analyzing this question, I just came up with two simple conclusions. And is one, and again, this is doing research and understanding other things and relying on the Holy Spirit, but one, an expression of his nature. But not only that, combining it with two pointer, manifestation of his glory. So what do I mean by an expression of his nature? What does that mean? It's an expression of love first, creation, and relational. And I'm looking down because I'm reading on the Bible, so I apologize. Not out of necessity, because again, God is self sufficient, He doesn't need anything, but as an overflow of His natural characteristics and His desire to share it. So that is amazing. Like, first of all, definition of love. I don't have the need to do it, but I wanted to, as a thing that it's like inherently a desire to just give up, to give, to share. Amazing. And then the second point, which I say that unifies greatly with this, it's a manifestation of glory. And what I mean by this is that every creation needs to point back to a creator. So it's like almost saying, I made this, but printing, look back at it. Like, I'm the one who made this. Like, there's no denying he made this. So, but why would you like put it into glory, the glory aspect? Because it almost leads you to recognize that there's something higher that needs or has to need for you and I, to look up, admire, and worship. Boof. And the best thing that I thought about that describes it in the Bible as well, it's Psalms 19:1. An act of divine, an act of divine will and purpose, driven by a nature to share his goodness, his glory. Okay, so that breaks down my first question. What is God, an almighty being, feel the need to create? So the second question that I had, and I'm just going on a tangent here, and I'm just limiting my brain now to human reasoning. We all know that energy is transferable, not created. But if we go by that same chain of thought, then who created God, right? And if we go down that loop, then it's a never ending chasing the rabbit's tail kind of thing. So it led me to believe, or to think, to just question it, who created God? I mean, if energy is transferable, not created, then who created God, or what is God's source of the energy? So the key fragment here that I said earlier is that we humans tend to limit our concept or our knowledge to what we know to be true as humans. So the problem lies here that we're trying to limit God to our human abilities. And God does not abide to the natural laws because he created natural laws. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Okay? So I'm going to read it again. In the beginning, referencing time, God created the heaven, referencing space, and the earth, referencing matter. And here's how you break it down. God exists outside of time, space, and matter. So God is eternal, existing outside of time. God is omnipresent because he is not confined in a physical space. In reality, when we think of God, we think of spirit. And God is immaterial, that he's everywhere. So in the beginning, time, God created the heaven, space, and the earth, matter. So we already agreed that God is one, eternal, second, omnipresent, and third, immaterial. So, conclusion. What does that mean? Like, you're just spitting words and, like, not putting it together, Catherine. Like, come on, do better. Okay, so what does that mean? So that means that God has no beginning or end. He is not limited by space, location, and he's not composed of physical elements of the universe, matter. So, God made the natural laws. So, he created time, he created space, and he created matter. You cannot confine God to the natural laws that were implemented or designed by the man himself. I know it's a little confusing, but I swear that the more that you read it, the more that it clicks. Genesis 1, verse 1, that is the breakdown. There's a couple questions that I had upon reading that I thought were good to cover because it does give you a general sense of why things happen, who created them, with what purpose they were created, and it breaks down because it all ties down to a beautiful chain. So everything is connected. So it is important to understand what comes first, what comes second, because pop quiz around when you're on the other chapters or books of the Bible. So I hope this helped. I will be discussing Genesis 1, verse 2, hopefully on the next video. I am still reading, so be patient. So I'm going to point out, probably not verse 2, but the things that caught my eye and that I had questions on. So I hope this was fruitful. I hope y'all enjoyed. And I hope y'all go and share the knowledge because this is what it's about. This is what about. This is what it is about. So, welcome to Faith Tested Study Guide with me. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions regarding that particular breakdown, go ahead, put them in the comments. I will try to do my best to respond to them. But other than that, blessings. Hope you liked it. Have a good one, brothers and sisters. Stay well.